Hi, this is James from Manything. I'm going to show you how to build one of our super duper printable Manything stands and heat shields. So if you've just got going with Manything and you need a way to stand up your device, your recording device quickly, then download one of our templates if you don't have a tripod and you can get going in just about 5 minutes. That's how long it takes to build it. It doesn't need any tape or glue. And if you're going to use Manything looking out of a window, having some way of shielding it is super important because direct sun can overheat the camera and it will shut down. So on the front of this device we have a little hole here that lets the air pass up in front of the hot part of the camera, and we've designed them to fit all the different types of Manything cameras, from iPods all the way up to iPhone 5Ss. We've got a version for the sort of security conscious. We've got a version people who are using it to look at their pets, and we've also got a plain one that doesn't have any graphics on it. So what you need to get going is a printer. You can print it in grayscale or you can print it in color. It's actually a double-sided printout, and so if your printer's capable of doing two-sided printing, you need to instruct it to flip it on this short edge. If it's one sheet at a time, you just got to take it out and put it back in the drawer the right way round. Just flip it over and do that. It's very important that you tell your printer, if it hasn't recognized it already, to print in landscape and to print at actual size, so 100% size. Don't let it shrink because the print to fit it. So the instructions are all on the back here, and I'm going to give you a quick demo as to how you get started to build your Manything cylinder. What you need is something to cut out the slots on, and you need a craft knife. Now you can use a pair of scissors, but you get a much better result with a craft knife. And the only other thing you need is a ruler. So no tape or glue required, takes 5 minutes. The other thing is, if you want it to look really lovely, get these nice sharp lines, then use a slightly heavier paper. It'll work on regular printer paper, but use a slightly heavier one and you'll get a nicer finish, if that's important to you. So the steps are, you cut off these corners, just follow the numbers. So it says 1 cut off a corner, so I'm going to do that. 2 cut off that corner. Item 3 is cut out each of these holes. So you cut the hole that you want to cut depending on the angle you want the phone to be at. So they're shaded. So the vertical ones, cut them if you want your phone to be pointing straight ahead like that. The horizontal ones, sorry, the tilted ones are these ones here at a bit of an angle. They're in a darker black. And you do that if you want the phone to be angled down a bit, so you're maybe on something higher, looking down into the room. Or position the camera lower down for you. So to cut them, I find with a craft knife, the trick is to position your thumb to the side of the blade and run your thumb and the blade down the paper at the same time. That helps you get a really lovely straight cut, and you can do that by eye, and it's surprisingly effective. You'll get it bang on. So I'm going to go down that edge there. I won't do all of these because it's not a great way to spend your time watching videos of me cutting out slots, but I'll show you just a couple to get you going. Okay, there's that one there. And then just pull the little tab out. Okay, so that's what your holes are going to look like when they're cut out. And then you follow on from there. So step 4 is to cut off that tab on the end. And steps 5 and 6 are to fold and crease these lines here. There's one at the bottom, one at the top. And I find using a ruler really helps here. So use the ruler to help you locate it. And the reason why this is important is there's a bit of a taper on this line that helps you fold one end of the cylinder into the other without getting a big crease. So I use my fingers just to crease it over the ruler, and then run my fingers down again. And actually, if you run the ruler down the crease, you get a nice sharp edge, and that helps you get this nice finish on the cylinder. So when you've done all that, you end up with something that's going to look a bit like this. The edges are folded over, the slots are cut out. Then you take, as the last step, point 8, is that you fold this edge, A1, into these two corners here, marked A1. So you fold the edges over, slot them into there, top and bottom, And I find if I get my fingers inside the drum and roll them that way, what you're trying to do is line up these slots on one side of the cylinder, and that's how the cylinder gets its strength. It's got two slots holding in that side of the phone. So there you go. That is a complete stand. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Cheers.